And with about 5 months to the 2016 presidential and parliamentary elections, the Multimedia Group Limited, your leader in election coverage, is outdooring special programs that will bring you the best of the elections coverage on radio, television, and online. I've been interacting with my colleagues on our other platforms on the innovative programming that the Multimedia Group will be deploying across all platforms. That is for TV, radio, online this year. We can now speak to Jahunya, one of my colleagues here at Joy News. He's coordinating all of the events for us this year with our elections. He joins me now in the studio. Jahu, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Been a while since I saw you. You've been good?
Yes, I have been very well, thanks.
Great. Of course, in 2012, we were all part of the coverage of the 2012 elections,
yes.
Presidential and parliamentary.
The most exciting times.
Exactly. And I remember covering the Ladedikoto constituency in 2012. But for our viewers who are watching us this afternoon, what do we have in store for them this year for the 2016 elections?
Well, we are still your election headquarters. So if you need news and current affairs, if you want to know what the candidates are doing, where they are going, what they are saying, then definitely Joy News is a channel that you should be glued to. This year, we are looking at the amount of mediums that we can get information out to our audience. Already we've blazed the trail when it comes to doing converged platforms, multiple platforms. I'm talking about TV, radio, online. And just today we launched our app. So now if you have your mobile phone, you have your smartphone, you can get everything you need from the elections on that. I'm sure my colleague will be in later on to give us some of the details about the smartphones. But we have some programs, some new programs that we've come up with already. We've started with the ballot box, which we showed earlier on this channel today. And that is basically a way to tease out the issues that will influence the voters. So it's Evans Mensah who is hosting that show. He's the head of the political desk, so Joy News, playing a key and an integral part in the whole election coverage process. So that's the ballot box.
Yes, and just to touch on the ballot box, already we've done the central region, the Ashanti region. We were at Klote some weeks ago.
Exciting.
Very interesting discussions we had there. We know that we're also heading for the Volta region shortly. Still to continue getting people's views on what will inform their decisions on who they will vote for, what issues will be top of their minds in who they vote for in these elections.
And so we're not just on the traditional medium, we're not just TV, radio, online and mobile, we're actually on the ground as well. So we have a lot of programs that we're going to take to the people. We want to hear what the people have to say about the elections. Flip the script a little bit when it comes to election coverage and look at it from the other side, from the voters' perspective, rather than from the politicians' perspective.
So ballot box deals with the issues people will be looking at in voting.
The issues they'll be looking at, issues-based elections. We want to discuss the developmental issues, education, health, employment. What are the issues, rather than the personalities that a lot of times the media seems to get a flack of from NGOs. We also have the SMS Roadshow, which is another on-ground activity. We've already started that. We did that in Cape Coast, we've done in Kumasi as well, where they're also looking at getting the audience to interact with people. It's more of an interaction, giving a platform where the people and the politicians can freely talk to each other, interface. Another a favorite of our audience, our listeners out there, is coming back, and that's Crossfire. In 2012 we did that, and it was exciting. So you just stay tuned to Joy FM and you'd get Crossfire as well. Okay, and for Crossfire, I remember it was Samson Ladi who did it in 2012, quite an interesting time, also on Joy FM. That was run for about 6 months in the elections. I remember very key individuals from the big political parties came, and it's interesting the kind of conversations they have. If there's issues, they come with their facts, they can sling at you whichever way they want, and it makes for very interesting listening on radio. And it's issues based also. So that will mean whoever tunes in to listen to that program will not just get the everyday political chatter, but it will be more of the issues that dissecting them, so that the pitched voters, for those who, whatever you do, they vote for a political party. The other ones who are floating will have that chance to listen to them, understand what they're saying, and make up their minds. That'll be good. That's for Crossfire is coming on FM, and we also have the caucuses that is already running on TV. Minority caucus on Wednesdays at 6 p.m, majority caucus on Thursdays at 6 p.m, and then we have joint caucus on Fridays at 6 p.m. as well. So that's running. The feedback so far has been very good, and even though it seems as if the election this year is a little bit slow to start, but it's the first signs are there already that it's going to be a
very interesting
tough
one.
competition.
And if you look at the way things are playing out, they are not doing more of the big rallies we used to see in 2012 and 2008. It's been more of the pockets of issues. They'll come up with statements on the issues that are going on in the country. You'll see the president going on Accounting to the People tour, trying to get people to understand what he's doing. Yes, he calls it presidential assignment, but some have also seen it as a chance for him to market himself for the 4 years that he's been in power and why people should even vote for him.
And even the way that the whole process is going is also reflective of the fact that the Ghanaian voter is changing in the way they interact, in what they demand. You can see a lot more people are demanding for development this year. They did it in 2012. It's repeating itself in 2016. I believe one of your earlier stories about NADMO giving a disaster warning in Committee 25, they know that they would get a response simply because it's an election year. But speaking of particular areas, we do have a program that is just dedicated to looking at the geography, the socio-political geography of different areas in Ghana, and that's Constituency Diaries.
That'll be interesting.
Yep. In 2012, it was called Constituency Watch. This time around, we're looking at it on more of a diary rather than a watch, because we have a lot of programs that are already doing a lot of watching. So let's take some time and understand. Put it in a diary. Take some time, look back at it, and you can really do some analysis from there when it comes out.
So 275 constituencies, we will be looking at the key ones, the ones that we know there will be a lot of issues in that area. We know that already there are some flashpoints that we see in almost every election year,
and
depending also on the candidates as well.
Historically swinging
as well. Yeah. Okay, all right, that'll be interesting for Constituency Watch. I'm keen to understand what we will also do for social media, because there are some who will look at our platforms and say, maybe I can't watch you all the time on TV or listen to you on radio, but I get to read your stories on my journal online. What about our social media platforms, on Joy News and the other social media platforms?
Well, our biggest social media driver right now for us is Joy News, and also Adam as well is the app. I don't want to give too much away because I know the app experts will be here later on to give us all the up-to-date, to keep us up to speed with the app. But on that app, you can get video on demand, you can get podcasts, you can get videos that have already gone on TV. You can also get articles that are on My Joy Online to read, and it's also very interactive. So if you also have your own news that you want to share with us as Joy News, there's also a page on that app that allows you to do that. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on when it comes to social media. We are covered, and the hashtag is ElectionHQ. That's the hashtag we're using for the elections 2016. So
from now till November 7, whenever you're sending us a message which is election related, you can be sure to add the hashtag ElectionHQ in addition to what you already add to your hashtags, be it the Pulse or the Prime or whichever program it is on this channel. Send us your thoughts on anything political going on in this country as we inch closer and closer to the 2016 presidential and parliamentary elections. Yes, many are doing a lot with elections, but with trailblazers like us, where we lead and others follow, you can't get it wrong with where you would follow all the election issues, and it has to be here on the Joy News channel and on all our multimedia platforms, on TV, on radio, as well as online. Jahu, what else do we have for our viewers into this election?
We also have Voters' Voice, which basically does what it says on the tin. It's about the voters. We want to hear your voice. What are your issues? And if you notice, a lot of our programming, as I said, we want to flip the script. A lot of our programming is about getting the voters to tell us what they want.
Exactly.
Because if you want to know what the party has to offer to you, that information is out there. It's easily accessible. But what does the Ghanaian voter really want? That is what we hope to answer before November 7th comes rolling around. We also have
but again,
election brief.
Election brief. We'll touch on that briefly. But on the Voters' Voice you speak of, I think for many who will be watching, they'll be saying, look, in 2012, be it the president or the parliamentary candidates, they came to us and they gave us a litany of promises. We'll do A in your community, we'll do B in your community. I'm sure for this particular program, you have them come out and say, okay, my MP promised me A, B, C in 2012. He delivered A, he delivered B, did not deliver C. Or it could be that he did not deliver any of them at all. And for me, in this year's election, I'll look to the one who can make me a promise and show me proof that he can deliver on any promise he gives me at any point in time. That would be interesting to watch.
Yes, it would be. And I think what it makes the whole idea even more exciting is the fact that we really want it to be viewer generated. We really want the people to tell us what they think. So you might have someone saying that. You might have another person saying that, listen, I don't care about the promises of the past. This is what I want done in the next 4 years.
Yeah.
You could have someone else saying that, okay, forget about the next 4 years. I want to know in 40 years' time when I die, what do you have for my children? So it's about getting the voters to have a voice, to actually, you know, articulate their needs, and when it comes to being Ghanaian and what kind of development they want to see as a country.
Okay.
Now, I briefly mentioned election brief.
Yes,
that
election
one,
brief.
as the name says, we're going to be giving you up to date, up to the minute, up to the second updates on everything that is election related. So election brief would also be on your Joy News channel. But that's not all.
Okay.
The Multimedia Group.
It's a really packed one for you.
It is. The Multimedia Group is not only Joy News. We have our sister stations. We have Adom FM, Adom Online, Asempa FM. Earlier on the day, my colleague from Asempa FM was here. He was telling us about the elections reflections that they're going to have on the Asempa FM. I know that Adom is also going to have a show called Agrada. Now, I think
Agrada.
I have,
interesting.
Yes, Agrada. I understand it means lightning.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's.
What's that got to do with elections?
Well, it sort of follows the format of Crossfire, where you want people to sit down and really trash out the issues one-on-one. What do you have as a party when it comes to housing, and what do you have what do you also have when it comes to housing, and then we just break it down and analyze it and see whether really the policies are realistic, or they're just, as someone would say, English language.
Okay, so so now you have two options. If you're thinking something a bit more fiery, there's Crossfire for you on Joy FM. There's also Agrada for you if you are a local service person. You're covered on both sides. What else do we have, Jen?
We have burning issues. That is going to be one of the biggest drivers for the election coverage on the Adom platform. We also have Keteke, which is sort of like Drason Semes, the morning show on Adom FM. And I believe Bedrim, that's Adom TV morning show, would also be collaborating on them. And they're going to also be going to the regional capitals to talk to the people, bring their leaders together with the people to actually engage and see what the issues are when it comes to development in Ghana. So, I mean, in terms of elections, it's a veritable bouquet.
Okay.
You have a lot of choice.
And listen, to put it simply, we've got you covered in every corner, be it on TV, on radio, and online. Why trade for less when you can have the best? That's what we're offering you here on the Multimedia Group right now with the election headquarters. We're covered everywhere. Don't miss any minute with us here on the Joy News channel and on all our platforms for the Multimedia Group, be it Adom FM Online, My Joy Online, any of the online platforms that we are offering. You can expect nothing but the best from us.
Yeah.
Jahu, is there anything more? Or
Final word is that the My Joy Online app is available on Google Play Store right now as we speak. So if you have your smartphones, you can just go to Google Play Store, type in My Joy Online app. You see My Joy Online made by Multimedia. That's the one that you want, and you download it, and Bob's your uncle.
Okay. And once you talked about the application, the online app that many will be keen to understand, especially for the youth and their tech savviness, they will not know how they can move with news on the go. Let's have that video explaining what you can do with this mobile application we're giving you for election 2016.
So the app is a converged, platform where we have all our platform, everything readily available, from video, audios, images, our stories, everything readily available on the app. So we're trying to make it sort of a condensed atmosphere, so you don't have to leave it.
But it's not going to be too heavy?
No.
It's not?
No, because we're not loading the media and the content straight from the app. We're fetching from where it actually is being hosted on My Joy Online, on YouTube, and on our podcast, sources. But then we're making them available on one platform, easily accessible to anyone else who's even using a phone for the first time. So it's actually made very easy for first-time users, so they can also just grab it, and then you don't need any special skills to be able to use it. All you need to know is how to tap, and that's it.
Okay, so this is what's appearing on the screen now. Is that a home page?
Yeah, so that's a menu where you can choose from the platforms where you want to go to, from the news, from photos, videos, local news. Everything is there in the menu. And then when you scroll to your left, that's the home page where you have the